is this our baby to deal with? Is this all of our, like, how do we?
Well, like I said, I I did a lot more investigating on certain things and stuff, and I wrote you an email back and told you that when we had brought it up to the park board, I mean, they agreed with me that, you guys did inherit the program from where we had it and started it. And, you can't take your number's 142, 162?
146 this year.
146
We have
this year.
18.
You just can't take that and start, throwing it out to right or left field, and then all of a sudden not being able to have it. So I did get in contact with actually a gentleman, his name's Dalen Matson, and I know last year he actually went up and helped and did some of the field work at Northeast for this first Blue Diamond team, whatever that was formed last year. And me and him kinda shot a lot of different ideas around, and I led him to go over to the Dodge County Courthouse. And that field up there on 57, right there, the courthouse property. I think he got through with him because today I got a visit from Andrew Haser, the Dodge County foreman of the highway department, and I think the county commissioners agreed to fund and get that field ready for them. So, he come over and got a lot of information for me, because they're gonna put lime, they're gonna redo the infield, they're gonna put bases in, they're gonna probably put an outfield retractable fence out there, and I think some of the county's gonna inherit some of the cost to get a field for them, or another field for all of us to be able to use. So, that's gonna be in the process, so I think the Blue Diamonds may end up being able to have a field on their own that we may not even have to worry about using the Northeast, but, I still haven't really talked to Melissa, basically on it, but the way I understand from Dalen, they are in desperate need, and I told them, really write out what I gave you guys an email that, you guys pretty much have the reign on the field, and last year you guys were good enough to look at the schedule and work out a game schedule with them, so that at least they could get the games played. Now, I don't know really, basically, my question, I guess, to you guys is that I see that you guys, on your schedule last year, you guys had an awful lot of practices scheduled on the fields. And what we noticed even with the KMBA, after having so many traveling teams and after having so many kids involved in it, they had to eliminate practices to get game schedules in. Now, I understand practices are very important, don't get me wrong. I mean, I coached for a lot of years too, but down the road, that's something that maybe whatever, like what KMBA did, they just made it up to the coaches to be able to throw a practice here and there, or find a field or an open green space somewhere, whatever, to throw some practices. I know it's not like taking infield practice, and I know it's not like that, but as the numbers go higher for our programs, either girls or the boys in the summer, sometimes practices are gonna probably be limited because the kids wanna play games, and that's basically what the fields are gonna be used for anyway a lot. So, just from me to you, after going and talking to the KMBA, they kinda did that, and they did that over the last couple, 2-3 years, where they eliminated a lot of the practice times, so they could get games in for traveling teams, and get games in for the groups, the 146, so you have more game times, okay? So, that's just something I wanted to bring back to you guys, what we kinda thought, in the future, whatever and stuff. And I appreciate, Jenny, you giving me the schedule. You guys get me the schedule as soon as you possibly can, once the Southern Mini League sets up.
May 10th.
May 10th, so you guys do that, and I appreciate that. But I just wanted to let you know tonight, on our end, the park board, I think, all agreed last month that, we want you guys to be able to facilitate your group. And if there was any chance, through any of your, whatever, if they need to use it for something, and you guys can work something out on a game or two, I'm sure you guys would. And I told that to Dalen. I said, I don't think they're gonna get to the point that they're gonna say da-da-da, whatever. But now with this field in Manorville possibly gonna be taking place or taking shape, that might help them out tremendously. So I just wanted to kinda give that information out to you, because I think they are gonna try to get something going for sure over there, okay?
Well, and one thing about this is, with the rec league, the way it was before, it was designed so everybody could play ball, you
Mhm.
know? And that's what, you know, we're trying to keep with, and they disagreed
Branch
with
off.
us, and they, you know, in a way, yeah, I'm gonna take my ball and go home.
Right.
You know, I mean, and it's very, you know, I don't know if you wanna say money-based, you know, I
Mhm.
mean, if somebody can afford to play with them, they pick them, you know?
Mhm.
So, we have a tough time wanting to work with them. I don't want those girls that are on that team to not be able to play either,
Right.
but it's really hard to wanna work with them when they're, you know, when they've gone about their business the way they have.
Right. Sad thing about it is that we're Casamanical community, and then I look at it as that they separate themselves. And separation is not a good situation, because
Right.
I think eventually down the road, when you get in seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th grade, they're gonna be playing together anyway.
Absolutely.
My daughter's playing seventh grade right now with half of the Blue Diamonds, so.
Right, right.
Yep.
So,
Hey, Ronnie, have you got a long-term plan for this?
well, the long-term plan is.
Obviously, the programs are growing.
Yeah, and then we
And the
discussed
kids aren't gonna
that.
go away.
Yeah, and we discussed that with the joint ventures group too, and I brought that up to our meeting here I think it was last Wednesday, we had a joint ventures meeting, which City of Manorville, the mayors, school district superintendent, we all discussed about the field usage as far as baseball and softball. Well, you know what happens with baseball and softball in this, I hate to say it, there ain't a lot of money thrown into them programs. Football, basketball, and all that stuff, wrestling, everything gets thrown into a lot of, into that situation where they charge people to come in to make money, okay? Well, baseball and softball gets kind of the raw end of the deal. You kind of rely on booster clubs, or you rely on something to make it happen. But yeah, they know, and I did tell them the numbers that you guys had, the situations, what you guys are dealing with as far as the girls group, and also KMBA is still dealing with the same thing too. You know, you've got 28 T-ballers again now this year?
Right.
And they're playing on the turf field instead of a ball field? So there's problems. So the fields of buying, or getting extra fields around this community is gonna have to be something that this board, school board, we're gonna have to look at, because it's there. And you start playing games from, I hate to say it, April all the way through what, August, September?
First week in August.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, like I say, I mean, there's a need for it, and, so that's some of the things that, like I said, that was brought up and we talked about and discussed, and I know the school is in a situation where they know that they're gonna have to possibly down the road get some new field going, no matter what, and that could be a baseball, whatever. But the talk was also about a four-field complex, something what Byron just did. So, after the meeting, I was volunteered to get a hold of the city of Byron and the mayor, and how they developed that four-field complex over there. If you haven't seen the lights off working in there,
Yep.
you can see how the funding went and how they did it, because, it's something that maybe possibly the school districts, the city of Manimal, Casson can try to figure out, even if it's put on the school property someplace, north of the Catholic church or something, because they own property there. So, that has been discussed, and there is some things out there, whatever, but, I know your situation, so, like I say, I mean, we're here as a board to keep our program going, which we gave to the KMBA and you guys, and it's too bad that, you know, that some people wanna take precedence and branch off, but, you know, we try to do and facilitate as many as we can, that's the biggest thing. Is that kinda what our thought is here on the board, isn't it, to do whatever, it's for the kids, it's not for
Right.
the
It's
adults.
not about me.
It's for the
It's not about
community.
me.
Exactly.
It's for the community, not a neighborhood.
Exactly, right, so.
What did Byron say they had for a timeline? How did they get that all put, I mean, this is years in the making, right?
Yeah, that was years in the making, so I haven't been able to talk to the new mayor, Darryl Glassmaker, and me and him have been talking a little bit about it, because I think Byron might end up actually, getting back a park board and then actually hiring a park and rec supervisor, something like me. They wanna form their programs, do what we are, we're so far ahead of them, and the council wants to get that established over in Byron, so, 'cause that community's growing too. So, but when I get that information, I'll share it with you, Ryan, I'll share it with anybody, once I find out how all that stuff goes, because there's a need for it.
'Cause there's been a lot of discussions, you know, I've been part of this organization, and I go to a lot of the Booster Club meetings, and there's been, I mean, the KMBA talked about it 7 years ago, and I helped out with that, you know?
Yep.
I mean, I mean, we've come, you know, found that it's just talk, you
It's
know?
just talk.
It's not,
Yep,
nothing's ever gonna get put in place. but-
exactly, And what it is trying to get the facility established. We need to get that first, and because the people and the kids are gonna play. It's just that we just need to, as a town and a community, and work together and try to figure something out, because the need is there. I mean, it's obviously, it's there, so, but.
Do you folks know anybody in that Byron Association that put that complex together?
I don't personally know anybody.
Jenny, you
We
know
do have a
anybody?
board member that knows a couple guys
Yes.
that he's gonna.
You know, what would be useful is to find out how, number one, how they did it, how they funded it,
Yeah,
and what it cost, and how they got from A to Z.
Right.
You know, I mean, there's no sense reinventing the wheel. Let's see what they did and go to school on them a little bit.
And what our community did, we invested $2.5 to $3 million in an aquatic center. What they did, they turned down the aquatic center. They had first originally wanted to do one.
right.
And then, they decided to do this.
But we're better than theirs.
They decided, I think.
Yes, right, that.
They still want one of them. I think they decided to go with that.
And I see they
I'm
want a
close to
library
the-
now.
I'm
too.
close to the door here.
Heard you guys say that already, that they wanted a library too.
So,
Yeah.
but,
But I mean, that's what we're doing. We're making a community that people wanna live in.
Yeah.
And they wanna live here 'cause there's stuff to do.
There's stuff to
Exactly.
do, yeah.
right.
And we're attracting families with kids, and the reason we're doing that, the kids have something to do.
Right.
Right.
Look at the school we floated, for example.
Mhm.
I mean, that, I haven't walked into a small school like that ever.
No.
I'd like to start over.
So, but other than that, thank you guys for the check and the money, and, as soon as you get that scheduled, Jenny, just get it to me as soon as
Absolutely.
you can. And I'll be in touch with Melissa, and I'll let her know, and if for some ungodly reason you guys look at your schedule and they can throw a game here or there for them on a night or something, I'd appreciate it, just to kinda help them, whatever, until we get this field thing over there in Dodge County situated, but I know they're gonna be working on it, okay?
Is West Park, you gonna get bases out there?
Yep, I'll get bases and stuff done. I just got the northeast just all drug up and bases put in. I didn't put the, and we, dethatched it out there, and I got a guy coming from the Twin Cities to take soil samples, and we're gonna be reseeding that field out there, 'cause it just did not take hold at all.
Okay.
So we're gonna be doing some, we're gonna be redoing the outfield grass and making that a little bit more better, and then our plans are to put some player benches, permanent ones in there, get rid of the benches there, so.
Yeah, we have 3 AU teams this year, so
Yeah.
we're stretching space on them, because you can't put
Mm-hmm.
39 or 40, I think it's 41 girls on that.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, we've doubled our numbers from 3 years ago to 3 years ago. So, it's growing and growing.
Right. So,
Now, at the North Park, you've got land on the north side of them two fields that are there now yet, don't you?
nope, Joey owns all that property, big old.
Even what you mow down there?
Yep, he owns that. Yeah, our property line goes right to the back of North One.
Oh, but
On
the
North
city
Two.
mows all that big
Yep.
diamond back there.
Yep, because it was so wet and it was so, we ended up just going and grading it out and tiling it a little bit down into that creek area, and then they put the well down there behind North Two. And that little chunk back in there, what we do mow, yeah, that's still Joe's land. Yep.
Because he's got a knob right there to
Yeah.
the east of it,
Mhm.
and I was told at one time he wanted to put a field there, and name it
Yep,
after his mother.
yep.
Well, I think there's room for two, that's probably the guy to talk to. You
Mhm.
have 4 fields in one spot.
Mm-hmm. And the discussion was, and what Doug's talking about is that area there right behind Josh Fierstead's painting area, his shop there, you know, back in that area. And the access way, actually, they talked about coming off 57 and getting the road to go all the way straight back there. And then, being able to put a field, to put 2 fields in there and, you know, and that stuff. But that was just like you said, it was just talk, you know.
Yeah, for, to be more of a complex, there you go, there'd be
Right,
4 fields
4
in one
fields right
location,
there.
no one had to go anywhere,
Right, right.
And the nice thing is too, is, I mean, if we're thinking about a complex, I look at Stewartville, for example. They have that nice complex right outside of town there. They host a tournament, and they literally get like 50 to 55 teams to come in for that tournament. It's huge, and it's a 3-day, Thursday through Sunday. So, I mean, if we had that capability here, just that business that would come into Casson,
Right.
just from that tournament, from all these teams that are coming around, I mean, everyone would benefit from it, so.
Yeah. it's been in my CIP plan, it's not news. I've had it in my CIP plan for quite a few years, but, you know, it is kinda what it is, and we gotta kinda take our steps to do whatever, but like you said, Orion, I mean, it's been talked about for a long time, and
Yeah.
now the need is there, and so, but,
So I got one more question about the,
Yep.
like the northeast, field during the day. I saw the, KMBA schedule, nothing's really lined up for during the day for a lot of those fields. Brock Trinan's coaching one of our teams, and he was wondering about, seeing how he's got the summer off, if he could run practices during the day.
yeah, he can run up there. I think I think there's a couple of even KMBA teams that play at North One on a certain day up there at North One.
Monday and
If they
Wednesday.
do it the earlier the better, you know, if they have practice in the morning like at 10, because then by that time in the afternoon, we can get on the fields, drag them up for games for softball or baseball games or whatever. Yeah, no problem. If you guys wanna schedule something like say at 10:30 and be done by noon, that'd be fine. Yep.
And, 'cause Paul Mann and Matt Nelson are helping with our 16U team.
Okay.
But they don't wanna do anything in the morning, 'cause they have other things. Matt's got his kids during,
Yeah.
his boys in the morning
Yeah.
and stuff, so.
Yeah.
But that'll probably just get worked out with Christian, I would think, on the elementary field.
Yeah, on the elementary fields, yeah, he'll do it, but I do know that, you know, that probably want, it does, it takes an hour to get everything kinda ready and stuff, if you gotta mow and, you know, and stuff, and then you gotta drag the fields, and if you line them for games or something, it does take, and Christian, them guys are done at 2:30, and we're done at 3:30, so.
I need a job like that.
Me too.
So, but yeah, whatever you guys can work out, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Good for us.
Great.
Okay.
Well, thank you guys very much.
Absolutely,
Appreciate it.
thank you.
And I'll look for that schedule then, okay?
Yep, May 10th, I will get it to you as soon as I get it from Jake, I'll
Sounds
get it out
good.
to you.
Sounds good.
Perfect,
Okay.
thank you
Thanks for
very
having
much,
us. Yep.
appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, any more discussion on that, guys? No? Move down to donation request, Byron Robotics.
Yep, robotics, we have groups that are requesting, pool passes, and you know, in the past, whatever, we've been kinda given some daily passes, maybe up to maybe, 6 or 8 of them, sometimes to some groups, or whatever, and that stuff. They're kinda requested a full, actually, the name was Cody Thompson. She was wondering, or he was it a girl? Or a guy?
It's a guy.
Okay. I was wondering if the city of Casson would be willing to donate a swim pass for a fundraiser we are putting on for the robotics team in Byron. I have a brochure in the mail. So, we have a lot of kids from Byron that use our facility. First of all, I will tell you that. There's a bus that comes just about every week, once a day.
And a lot of family
And
members.
a lot of family members that belong to our aquatic center. So it's not like just because they live in Byron. I mean, I don't want to say that, but they do use that, so. So that's just another group that really actually wanted to have a donation for some swim passes. So, with that, Teresa, our city administrator, had gotten ahold of me, and she me and her were talking, and, she sent me an email, which I think whatever really, to be honest with you, is probably not a bad idea. And, we should probably set up something, I think, now, since we've been established at our aquatic center and we know what we do, but she wrote me and she says, please request that the park board approve of 40-day passes to use for annual marketing and promotion of the aquatic center. She'd like to see that we, annually put up 40 passes within all these groups. Once the 40 passes, whatever, are used up, and I'm talking individual passes, so it'd be 4 books, 4 10-book passes. There are opportunities throughout the year to build anticipation and encourage utilization of the facility, including different things like an expo, the request for a meeting packet, the teachers interviewing for CAM over the summer. There's been a lot of people that have called that would like to have donations for having certain groups or certain people or certain entities, whatever, to have some passes. In the years past, I told Teresa, at our old pool, we used to give individual passes. We used to give, and actually there was times we actually gave a family member pass, if you guys recall, right? Greg, Ken, I know even Liza, I think you were on. We used to do that.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden, when the aquatic center was built the first year or two, Randy, our old city administrator, and, whatever, and they thought, well, at the time, and our board at the time thought, you know what, we can't really give anything, we just gotta see how it all runs and how everything has been going. Normally, what we have done, I don't know how many groups in the past, I think probably a couple groups have really actually used our past situation here, you know, of taking passes and using it for fundraisers or a cancer benefit or something like that, and we've given that. But I kinda agree with Teresa, maybe what we should do is just set up an annual marketing thing where we just give out a total of 40 for the year. If they don't use them, they don't use them. But if a group comes in, we don't have to go through this board every time and wait to get an approval.
Well, that was gonna be my question, is who,
Yeah.
somebody can come in and say they're gonna put them up for
Who decides
auction.
40 or
Well, that's just it.
Or, yeah, or how
I
many,
mean, where
you
they
set a
going?
maximum?
We
I
set a
don't know.
max, 40 the most, and once
No, I
they're
mean-
used.
Per
For
group.
each group, do you
Oh.
say you can have 10 or 20, or, you know, somebody
Right,
could come
well,
in
we
and
had
have
8, wasn't it 8, I think that we did?
10, we did a book,
We did
one book.
So then we set up 4 books,
Yeah.
we're done. Once 4 books are used up, we're done.
This is a question of who's asking, because if you
Right.
get somebody from Waltham and somebody from Owatonna and someone from Rochester and someone from
Yeah.
Stewartville coming and saying, okay, the first one's gone since the first asked, and now we got someone local asking, saying, sorry,
free
we're
benefits
late.
that come up?
I can see what's, okay, maybe we gotta review this, how it's done.
Okay, so then maybe what we do is we just set it and limit it to, you know, I mean, here we got a group out of Byron, they're not in our community. Okay, we just limit it to groups out of Casson area, Manorville area.
I'd rather like to maybe talk to discuss, cause here's.
I agree with you.
In this case, here's a robotics team that actually helped Casson's robotics team.
Mhm.
Together jointly, they did something helping our community.
Mhm.
So that would, to me, be a qualifier.
Okay.
Okay, now if it's somebody from Hayfield that says, well, we're just a group, not saying they don't use our pool as well, or Dodge Center doesn't use our pool as well. I mean, that's, I think where you're gonna run into who gets it, who doesn't, but, I don't necessarily agree with to set 40 aside and let them go, cause it's gonna create more problems.
Well,
I'd
think
like
it-
to put something in on that. If you wanna come up with a number that you wanna put away every year, go ahead, but don't give up the right for this board to be the ones to make the decisions.
Right.
Right.
That's what, I think you don't want that going in someone else's hands.
Yeah. 'Cause
Let
it'll be
this
gone
board keep
forever.
control of who it is, don't give it away.
Okay.
And
You know,
I
here's-
agree.
here's an
If you
idea.
take and put them 40 somewhere else, someone else gonna be making that decision for you.
Here's an idea, we authorize Ronnie to give away a certain number, as he sees fit. Okay?
Yep.
If he exceeds that, then he's gotta come back and ask us. Does that make sense?
Yep, yep.
I just, like I say, I mean, it's just a situation, we've never ran into over 40, I'll tell you that. We never have, I've been here 30 years and we've never done it. I'm not saying that we would use 40 passes, but we're not gonna promote it either. I don't
Well,
think that we
that's-
should promote it.
No, because then you're gonna get,
Yeah,
I hate to
we'll
say it,
promote
but there's a lot
everybody.
of crooked people out there that would do stupid shit just to get some.
Then you just
But if you
won't know.
promote it,
correct all the
you
way.
promote it, you put it out
You
there,
don't
then
think
there's
so?
gonna be people that want
For
it.
a pool
We don't
pass?
promote it.
Are you
So if
kidding
someone
me?
comes
No, I'm not.
to the city
I'm
or
not.
or contacts us through an email,
For 10 of them,
you know, we
whether
still
they
got,
go to
we got
the,
the passes
whether they
there to
go
be able to use.
to the auction or not,
Ronnie, you're just passing them out though.
I understand.
I think we
But
can
whether they
trust
put
him.
them in the auction or not,
Okay.
or they use them for themselves, it's one of those
Well, keep in
things.
mind that as these people are walking
Oh,
in
you
that
were
gate,
looking at the,
they're probably
stadium
also
up in
buying the
city.
concessions.
Yes.
Right.
So it's
You're my
nothing,
relative here.
it's not,
Well.
we're not losing anything by doing it, I don't think.
But what
I
if
think
somebody
it's-
comes and calls in August, okay? Comes in August, we gotta wait till August 21st, and then the pool closes 5 days later,
Right.
so
We
no.
got time for a motion here?
No.
I make a motion that we authorize Ronnie to have 40 pool passes to use as he sees fit for promotion.
And he makes the decision on where they go, correct?
I still don't mind it coming to the board, even with the 40.
If he goes over 40,
I think,
we only meet once
I
a
think
month.
Ron will make the right decision, I really do. With the first 40. And if it goes over to that though, that's it.
40 passes is a lot of money.
Right, right, and
$200 bucks.
Right.
But is it something that, if they ask what we give them, they're probably not gonna necessarily come buy one for an auction anyway, so it's not like we're losing the income, cause we're not really gaining the income if it wouldn't have been. I guess there's two ways to look at it in that sense. If it's somebody that's normally buying a pass to put into an auction, or it's, you know, they would lose the income, or if it's somebody that's outside the realm that's not buying, like the aquatics team, the school, or the, robotics team, that team or their organization is not coming to buy a pool pass.
No, 'cause it's
Families are.
donated, it's gonna be 10.
You know, I would say, you know, and I think, Ronnie, you'd be wise enough, if it's a family, you're not gonna do it, if it's an
Right.
organization, you will, cause organizations aren't gonna buy a pool pass because they wanna have a specific one person using it. So it's not income we're losing. It's just a pass to get people into the gate to add another person to probably get concessions,
And like you said, it's usually an organization asking for it.
and if they're waiting till August,
Not a family.
it's probably too late anyways.
Didn't
Well,
it?
then you-
Except that they have been given to families for benefits,
Yep, they have,
you know.
cancer benefit.
Going to an auction, that somebody's gonna bid on, and at what point do you say, yes, family, we'll give you one, and no, family, we won't? It's like us in businesses, it's like, who do you donate to with a kid that's, well, sick, or a mother that passed away, or a,
I don't think there's a question sometimes,
you
in
know.
a situation such as that.
The thing is like I say, we'd have to probably at least put a minimum of how many we'd allow for each group, and then a maximum of how much we would give during the year. That's the two big things. And Teresa just threw out there 40, and we've done 10 for benefits, you know what I'm saying, at the max. So, that would be 4 different groups, 4 different benefits, or 4 different auctions, or 4 different things during the year
Right.
that we would be willing to do, basically.
Do you feel comfortable doing,
Oh, I have no
taking-
problem with
okay.
that. I have no
mean, that's the other
problem.
thing is,
I mean, they
But you'll
email
turn-
Jan or they'll email me. That's who the two people.
and
they-
Jan gets the message out to us anyways and say, yeah, I have no,
And during
no
the
problem
months
with it,
of,
so.
during the months of June and July, I'll fill you in every time if someone is using, you know,
Sure.
or used it or something. But we really haven't had a lot, have we, Jan? We really truly
No.
haven't.
I know our community ed has gotten some, or whatever that group was, and that Lewis family last year, we did a benefit, but their kids had worked at the pool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess I would have no problem giving up 4, is it 4 10-day passes, is that what it is?
4 10-day passes.
And if it gets to the 5th one or 6th one, then we send out an email, we got our 4 used up,
Yep.
but here, where I think this is important, let's do a 5th.
Right.
Or,
Have
you
it
know,
on.
make it a decision where we can get 5, 6, and 7.
Yep.
But at some point, we'll cap it, but until that demand gets here, it's a moot point to,
Right.
Well, are we doing, if somebody asks for some, are we automatically giving them 10? Or we let them ask for, maybe they're asking for 4 or 6, or?
is it a
You
family
automatically
pass
just
or
give
is
them
it
a pass?
for?
It's a
Give them-
it's an individual pass.
For,
No, it's those books.
Yeah, but there's
10
10 passes
Individual,
in one
passes
book.
right.
in the books.
So there's
Yeah.
10 individual passes.
Yeah.
so it's not a family pass?
No, it's,
No.
you can go 10 times, or one family can go, you know, you have 10 people one time,
Okay.
or.
And I think that'd be a good one to go, yeah.
Mhm.
I have no problem
So,
with that.
should we make a motion then to just allow Ron to make that decision on who receives?
I already made one.
You made the
Yes, you
motion,
did.
but we're just gotta be
We're
specified
just
on
specifying
the
it
quantity
on
of
how.
passes,
Yeah.
quantity of, are we gonna go
And just-
4, and after that, we'll,
And if we go past
the
4, I
keys.
agree with Greg, whatever, we'll do some email and let everybody know what's going on and say.
and everybody just get back, say, yes, I
Right.
would approve,
Yeah.
not a problem.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, I'll second that motion, as
Right.
Liza rewrites it.
I know it, motion carried. Or, well, I'm
So-
sorry, wait, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, motion approved. All right.
Sounds good.
Okay, so now to Anytime Fitness, the aerobics classes at Casson Aquatic Center.
Yeah, Jan had got a call, from Ashley at Anytime Fitness down there about, the aerobic classes again, that were held at the Aquatic Center last year. As far as I know, they said they wanted to add a second evening class at the Aquatic Center on Tuesdays. I did not get a hold of her, I've called her 2 or 3 times, she hasn't answered my phone calls yet, because because I wanna still work with her and find out exactly what her situation is as far as nights. But we set up in our programs where we can have aquatic classes Monday through Thursday night from 6:30 to 7:15 every night, if we needed to. We also have them set up whatever from 11 to 11:50, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays during the day. So, if for some reason they want to add another class, I don't think we should have no problem adding that. If we have to rope off an area where they're having a class, whatever, I guess, and keep the big pool still going, I mean, the lap pool going, we can do that too. They don't need the whole entire lap pool, you know, whatever. So, when she returns my phone call, I went through everything and I went back through the schedule, cause Jan asked me to say, well, would it be okay, Ron, if we could do that? And actually going through everything, I think we could. So I just wanted to let everybody know that I think besides having a few morning classes, from 11 to 11:50, there may be a possibility they may have 2 classes, don't know exactly what days until I get a hold of her for at night up there, okay? So,
Do you know what night she has been?
no.
'Cause she asked about Tuesday evening.
Yeah, see, to me, I didn't even know they had one in the evening last year. So when I see the email here, it says they wanna add a second evening class, it's like, whoa. Didn't know about the first one at night, I knew it was during the day.
Mhm.
So, I mean, if they were collecting, hopefully they were paying $25 in the evening,
Mhm.
because every time they have a class, if everybody doesn't know, they pay $25 for the class. That's what we set up, and it works really great. They bring a check in the morning, drop it off at the front desk, they have their aerobic class for 50 minutes, and that day is done. So every time they have one, we collect our $25, so, I don't know if things were broke up between mornings and evenings on our, program, our computer program on that, but that would be something I'd have to check with possibly, Nancy to see if it is, so. But anyway, just to let everybody know, there could be 1 or 2 classes in the evening, and we do have hours set up at the aquatic center to do that, so, okay? And that should not interfere with, lessons, swimming lessons on the weeks for swimming lessons, so we should be fine. Just to let everybody know. Okay?
While you're talking about the pool, I just thought, are we going to rope off, a couple of umbrellas again and rent them out?
Yep, do the same thing, yep, we got
Okay.
we got the pipe in there, and we got our ropes in there, and we did that last year, and actually we
Mhm.
did good last year on that, we really did, I think we made, well, I think it was close to $400 or $500 or something on that, I think, if I'm not mistaken, for like birthday parties or whatever, or people wanting to come in and stuff, so Jan does a nice job on that, taking reservations and stuff, and so, yeah, we've been pretty fortunate to have that, that's a good deal, we'll do that again.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, down to stump grinding.
Yep, just wanted to let everybody know, we've pretty much finished up all of our tree, removals. I think we ended up close to 30 ash trees of getting taken down off, our 230 some that we had on our list, which was good. The remaining 20, 25, whatever, were just maples and different types of trees that were rotten or storm damaged or whatever and got it. So we got around 55 stumps to grind out this, summer. We're gonna start that June 1st. We got so much stuff going on, we probably will not be able to get it started at least till June, okay? And what we'll do is we'll grind them out, we haul the chips away, we bring in dirt, we seed it, and, we pretty much take care of it on our own. We used to, of course, contract that out to Brett Johnson and spent over $5,000, during the summers, or sometimes $6,000 to have him do them. But, with us getting we're gonna get possibly a new skid loader too, a little bit bigger one, a little bit higher flow hydraulic wise, that which was been approved by the council. The stump grinder will probably go a lot more smoother, than it did with our 205. Not that the 205 didn't work, but I think the 650 is gonna be a little bit better, more efficient to be able to run that stump grinder and plus the miller for, doing blacktop, so.
205 will be the one staying though, isn't it?
Yep, 205 staying, and we're gonna trade in the 185, Yep.
And you still
Yep.
have one that's capable of doing
Capable of doing either one, yep, yep.
Bigger job that they use at
Yes.
650, is it
Yep.
a 650
Yep,
range?
650, yep.
They're quite an animal.
Yep, they are, so,
Not the
So, yeah.
easiest to move around, but.
so just wanted to kinda update you on the stumps, so we have quite a few around, so. But, we did we at least got 30 of the ash trees done, so it's been good, okay?
Nice. All right, 2017 park projects.
Got a list of some projects, actually probably 10 of them that we got planned on doing this summer. First of all, of course, we got all the other stuff going on, our mowing and our garbage and our aquatic center and our cemetery and you name it. But anyway, some of our projects we're gonna set aside. Number one, we gotta put that batting cage up that we have set and that we hopefully should've got done last fall, but we were working up at the library because they needed things done. We'll be doing that. We gotta finish the steel ceiling in the new shelter. We got the steel, everything, we just need to put it up. Corey and Chris and myself will get that together. We're gonna tear out the bleachers and move that storage shed at the West Park, or J. Hyde Park. We're gonna go up to Veterans Memorial Park with a storage shed, cause we'll be needing that. Probably somewhere around between number 1 and 2 ball fields. There'll be storage up there, but, we're gonna tear them bleachers out, move the backstop in, probably 20 feet on the West Park there, or the J. Hyde Park. And, we're gonna take the first and third baseline fencing down, and then we're gonna haul in fill and then dirt it around the edge and make it more maintenance friendly so we can mow it. Eliminate all that wet spot and wet area up there around there. We gotta add some dirt up there also too to the right field, where it's just sunk in. It actually, we had dirt there and then all of a sudden it sunk, so we're gonna have to add some more dirt up there at the library there, but anyway, that's a project up there at the J. Hyde Park. We're gonna be putting the rest of our park benches that, Mr. Marty, when he passed away, Mike's grandpa, I think we got 6 park benches yet to be put in, some up at, Veterans, and then some down at, New Lions Park down there, we're gonna be putting them in, cement pads, of course, and then we bolt them in. We're gonna plant trees in Lions Park. We have $4,000 budgeted for bigger trees, and then, we're gonna develop our frisbee golf course with putting in the trees and putting in the baskets out down there in the, Lions Park. So that'll be a couple projects there. We're gonna remove the old tube slide at the library that's all cracked and not warranty, but it's all cracked and it's kind of a hazard. And we got money in the budget, $8,000 for a new tube slide. We'll be putting that new tube slide together and fixing that up there at the library, getting that done. We got, of course, our 2 signs, East Diamond Park and the Veterans Memorial Park we'll be putting up there. We also, with them signs, whatever, we got some landscaping to do around the signs, and possibly lighting the one down there at Lions Park with Todd, and then figuring out lighting at Veterans Memorial for the sign, and then figuring out lighting also at East Diamond Park. So we got quite a project going on there. I'm working with the American Legion and the Dodge County Veteran Services on developing a new war memorial area up at the Aquatic Center. I had mentioned that here a few months ago. I'm in contact with Dick Denny, and we're gonna be meeting here now, I think towards the end of spring here, and kinda come up with a plan of, utilizing, a new area up there at the Veterans Park for a new war memorial, which I think is gonna be good. I did budget $7,500 in our budget for that, so we do have money in that, and I think the Legion's already donated, or has got $5,000 that would go towards the project too. And then next year, we got another $7,500, so we'll have close to $20,000 for that. So, that'll be a nice project to be done. And then, of course, the last one, we're gonna repair fencing up at North Park number 2, the outfield fences. We're gonna put new posts in. They had old C-channel posts that have been there since '95, and they're all kinda bent and warped, and we need to replace that. We'll use the same meshing, and then, of course, we'll, fix the chain, the gate up on North 2 that the cement is heaved up, and then the left field line, there's, Frost is taking care of, the pole down there, so we'll repair that. So like I said, we got projects there, and I could probably think of some other ones too, but we'll be busy. And then, of course, we're kinda shorthanded, of course, everybody knows that, 2 guys until at least June. So, this spring here, me, Corey, and our new park parson, us 3 will be busy taking care of everything, so, I just wanna let you know on that. Any questions on the projects?
Is the cemetery fence, is that a bid project, someone gonna put that up?
Yep, it'll be, the fencing company that does all of our fencing, it's Midwest Fence out of St. Paul. I work with a gentleman named Steve Wilson. I gotta get a new quote for that, Doug, but yeah, I'm thinking maybe late summer, early fall for that. And I'm in contact with Justin Dino, for the masonry for the new pillars. Yep, so that, I think we got around 23 or 27,000 for that project to get that done up there at the cemetery. Yep, that's another one.
What did you end up getting off the old fence again? That brought a lot
Got just
more.
about $10,000, yeah, 9,800 for that old fence. The guy from Florida bought it.
Oh, the one guy bought it all?
We bought it all. Yep, came up with rented a truck, and they flew up in a plane and rented a truck, and they cut it all and disassembled it all and left, of course, the cement. We gotta do the cement things out underneath, but, yeah, took it, and then when he got it home, he put it all together around his place and was short about 8 feet.
Oh,
Wasn't he?
no.
And he thought we had other pieces up here, and I said, no, we don't. But it was already done. But $9,800, I think it was, or something like that. Yep. So,
Hey, Ronnie, when I was driving in here, I got a text from the Lions president. They're gonna backlight that sign out on the highway.
we backlit it, and the light that we bought is not right.
I was gonna say, it needs to be a
It's
little
there.
higher.
It's there. It's
Cause
there,
it
but-
blinds you when you look at it.
Yep, it's not at
At
all.
least when I pass it at
Yeah.
5:45 in the
We gotta
morning.
put an extension up and get it closer to the back of the thing, and that's up there, cause it's too far away. The electric guys just mounted on the wood to see what would happen and see what it looked like. And
Yeah.
like Jason said, it's way below the sign.
Yeah, you can't even see the sign when you
No,
drive by.
can't even see it, so,
No,
but
okay.
we'll get that taken care of, yeah.
Okay.
Todd, that's on Todd's list.
Should I tell them it's on the list?
It's on the list.
Okay.
Yep, we
I
did
got
get it up there and get it lit, but it just didn't work what we thought, so we gotta make some altercations to
Okay.
it, okay? So,
Alright,
Okay.
down to old business, Boulevard Tree Program update.
update on that, I got everything ordered today. We had a total of 53 trees that we're gonna be planting. I thought maybe he probably wouldn't be able to get to planting these trees until mid-May, but it looks like he said probably within a couple weeks. So he said with the list that I gave him, it looked like, the only thing he was worried about was a few of these, Fiesta Fall maples, and he was gonna check with Bailey's Nursery out of St. Paul, but I think all of our trees should be here. I'll call in locates, he'll give me 4 or 5 days, and then I'll call locates in, and then, his group, should be down here hopefully in a couple weeks to get them planted. So, that Boulevard Tree Program was good again this year, so, okay?
Alright, part-time parks from Public Works hire.
We interviewed 3 people, for the part-time Parks Public Works hire. Of course, we had, hired a gentleman, his name was Dave, I can't think of his last name. The other gentleman was, Jordan, Swanson, and then the other one was Mark Rappy. All 3 of them, me and Teresa interviewed them. They were all good, they really were. A couple of people, though, actually had full-time jobs, and maybe they misunderstood what the whole thing was, but, for instance, I was telling Liza Jordan, a very good person and a hard worker and everything else, but he works for Bigelow Lennon Construction from 7 to 5 o'clock every night, 5-6 days a week, so I don't think he'd be able to work a part-time job for me, and I think at the end he understood everything and that stuff, so he was a good candidate, but, it really probably wasn't gonna work for him. And then the gentleman from, David from, worked at the city of Monticello, whatever, and now he's been working as a air traffic controller down at the airport in Rochester. He actually left the job a couple weeks ago in Rochester, and then he, had a few more, schooling to do, and he's been traveling to Bloomington every other day to finish his schooling to be an air traffic controller, and then he kinda got confused, knowing that our hours were only 7 to 3:30, so he wouldn't be able to work certain days, 'cause he was going to school, and once he finds a job in Bloomington, an air traffic controller, he wouldn't be looking at a park job, so that kinda eliminated him a little bit. Then Mark Rappy, actually, he works a full-time job, he does down to Frito-Lay, he's in the warehouse, but the warehouse, being the manager or supervisor there, is very, very, very flexible. He can go in anytime he wants to during the day. He pretty much is gonna work probably all the way till 8 o'clock at night, whatever working for us from 7 to noon. I kinda set his hours from 7 to noon. So it's worked out. I hired him, me and Teresa hired him. He's been here now for 2 days, and it's went really good. He used to own his own, landscaping service and, mowing service years ago before he worked at Frito-Lay, so he's got a lot of experience with stuff like that, so it worked out really good for us.
Is he related to Linda?
It's actually Linda's husband, yep, it really is, and, but it worked out nice. I mean, other than that, I didn't have really anybody else that applied for the job, you know, so.
It just looked kinda odd coming through council when they couldn't give us a name.
Yeah.
And then I hear through the grapevine, it's a.
Yeah. Well,
Was it
at
work or
that time,
something?
I really didn't know.
They couldn't tell us because there was 2 people they were offering it to, and
Yeah.
I hear on the street, you just feel a little lied to, you know?
Yeah, we didn't really make a decision on Vinto, really, to be honest with you, Doug, until Friday. And you guys had council on Wednesday. And I talked to Dave again. I wanted to make sure, you know, what his whole deal was with his schooling. And he actually come in and said, well, I'm gonna be gone even 3 days out of the week, you know, to go to school up to Bloomington. And I just couldn't go with that. I just couldn't go with that. So, that's what it come down to. It was Dave or it was Mark, and so that's kinda how the situation was. We didn't do anything until Friday, so.
All right, adult softball update.
Okay, let's see, update is that, we ended up with 14 men's teams, which is good. We actually picked up another team again today, so, we'll
When's the
have-
deadline for that? Mind me cutting in?
The deadline was way back, in March,
Okay.
but I had an odd number of teams, and it kinda works better to go with even number of teams.
Yep, so you don't gotta buy 'em week.
Yep. So it worked out pretty nice, so I ended up, with 14 men's, and then I ended up with 7 co-ed teams. We actually had 2 more teams, than last year, so that worked out nice. So the entry fees are in, except for the new team that got ahold of me today, and he'll be dropping them off, tomorrow or Thursday. They're scheduled to pick up their schedules on April 25th at my office for league play. And league play, of course, starts May 4th and 5th up at, North Park 1 and North Park 2 on Thursdays and Fridays. So, that's pretty much softball. Any questions on that?
Great, the 2017, just pick it up,
I
campaign.
see that, this was all laid in front of us today, which is
Number
nice.
9.
Kinda gave you the idea. Any more updates, Janet, on any of that stuff?
I have asked the FCCLA to come. I've not gotten a confirmation from them. Nancy Wheaton, said she'd ask the students if they wanted to do it or not.
Nasty.
I contacted like the Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts, and I haven't heard anything. You know, I've just done what I can do, and I did contact the paper and told them what we're doing, and asked if they would come down here and take a picture, because we're gonna meet down here at 8 o'clock in the morning, maybe that can get in the paper, and,
Okay.
I'm gonna go put some signs up in town, and I got some half-sheet ones made, and Jan will make some copies, and put them up at Ordinance in the bags on Saturday, and see what we can do. You know, just gotta get the word
I sent this to
out.
all the Lions,
Yep, the Lions are supposed to come, aren't they?
yeah, they all know about it, so.
Yep, I was talking to Larry, a week or so ago, and stuff, and, Kent says he's coming, Kent Burgess,
Yeah.
the police chief. We have some places, but I'm not gonna go back behind the fire department to clean that up. I know that's not their fault, but it's always a mess back there, and,
You shouldn't have to. We got a York rake where we can put it all into a pile.
okay,
It'll
we'll let
work out
somebody
better.
clean that up. But we're gonna do like the Lions Park, the Veterans Park, the Jump Road, Quick Trip, and, we'll just go 7th Street Northeast there by the fairgrounds, because it seems like it always blows there, always trash there along the fence line. And then if we find some other areas, if we have more time, we go. you know, like, I have the Diamond Park, if we have time, we can go up there, it depends on how many groups we get, how many people show up, but I have emailed all the city council, and I heard from one person, and that was the mayor, saying that he had a conference, but if if it got canceled, he would come.
Okay.
So hopefully, we get people to come.
Okay. Well, just to let you know, I got on the 28th on that Friday, I'll have the bags, a box of bags and all the vests up here, so you guys should be set to go for Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, as long as somebody can get you into the building to get them. Yeah. Hmm?
Need quick trip.
Are you gonna have
And
them?
Yeah, bring food.
Yeah.
You don't have a key?
Do you want a key to the chamber office to come in?
Oh,
Yeah,
we
that
can
might
do
be a better
that.
way.
'Cause
I
I've
could
got a
drop
key
'em-
here, I can give you
drop-
that.
Yeah, I can drop them off at the chamber office there, just on the counter there.
Yeah, and then I can put the gloves, I didn't get any grabbers, but I can get you some
Oh,
gloves
okay.
to wear, and
We could do
I'll
that.
just give you a chamber key.
Yeah.
So when we leave, I'll show you.
Sounds good.
Show you how to turn off the alarm and stuff.
None of us will ever ask them.
Did you about the alarm?
But Doug's not off the hook, because I
I
have
told
Right, Doug?
Yeah.
What's that?
Just 'cause I get a key doesn't mean you're off the hook from working it.
No comment.
I told a few guys here after the meeting last time what the odds were that I'd be here, they weren't very good.
So,
Not this time of year on a Saturday.
yeah.
I'm working on a Saturday, I work during the week too.
I'll be working too.
So like I say, yeah, we'll get them to you, Janet, whatever and everything, so you
Okay.
should have no problem, okay?
Alright, Arbor Day update.
Arbor Day, quick like, is gonna be this next Friday on April 28th. I did talk to, Wayne Hendrickson, whatever,
Mhm.
from the Lions, and he's gonna try to get 6 to 7 guys, whatever, to come down, to the park at Lions Park. We are gonna plant 3 trees. I'll get them from Houston's out here, at 10 o'clock, and it'll be right there by the playground modular at the new Lions Park. I did contact Richard from the DCI, the photographer, today, and talked to him, and he will be there at 10 o'clock to take pictures, of the members of our Tree City USA flag, and then also of, the Lion members planning for our celebration. Of course, we have to have them and have them published in a public paper as part of our Tree City USA, certification thing. So that'll all take place, and we should be ready to go for next Friday. So if anybody can make it at 10 o'clock, we can get you in the paper, and you can sure show up, okay?
Alright. Movies in the park update.
Movies in the Park update, Liza sent an email out here.
Yeah.
That was back, on the 28th of March, right?
Mm-hmm.
She had named some names, whatever, for possibly some movies, whatever, and she wrote, Juminga, is it?
Jumanji.
Jumanji.
Okay.
Jumanji.
Okay.
Jenga.
Whatever.
That's
Never-
a good one.
Okay, never heard of the
Not
movie,
Disney.
never heard of it, but I'm sorry.
It's worth a watch it.
Okay, Beethoven, Babe, All Dogs Go to Heaven, and Land Before Time. So, them are kind of some of the suggestions that she had put out there. Jan, anything more on, sponsorship?
I think we're covered. We've got Janet and Liza's groups are doing June 23rd.
Yep.
July 7th, the fire department's doing it. And then July 28th, Just Like Home and Empower You Wellness.
Yep.
And then that second Friday in August is festival.
Festival, yep.
Okay.
And those were the only dates Kurt had left on Fridays.
Yeah, I think
When I called that day, I got his son and it was like, these are the only dates, and I said, book us, we'll make it work.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
well, I think everybody's finding Friday night's the night because it gets so late in the summer, you can't do it during the week or the kids can't be there, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
What do you guys think of some of the names of the movies? I mean, you can check on that. Did you get a
Well,
book?
The Relief Association asked to have a movie about a fire truck or something fire related, which so far I have not found.
Okay.
So.
Turk 182.
Back
So
to
I'm
that.
still kind
Back
of,
to
that's
St.
the
Louis.
only one that we're
There you
coming
go.
up
That'd
with,
be
but that
great for
isn't really a
kids.
little kids movie, so I don't know.
Neither is Turk 182, so.
Wow.
Oh, I'm trying to,
They don't
I
want
didn't
kids.
see it.
So when I called, Swank Productions, I was gonna ask them.
Someone's gotta bring the kids, you know.
And Empower You Wellness and Just Like Home, they've got a few in mind, and I didn't have class today, so I don't know for sure what they've decided, but I think Sandlot was one they've been
Yeah.
kicking around.
Yeah.
So, and you guys talked about Beethoven, so I think we're pretty well, if
I'm fine
if
with
none of them
Beethoven.
are problems with, Disney movies or whatever, we should be okay.
Who put the flyer out last year, Jan?
We did.
You guys did that?
Mhm.
That'd be nice if we could get everything settled and then bring out,
Yeah.
get a flyer again
Yeah.
for all the movies and the dates and stuff, and then we
Are
can,
those titles okay?
we can get it. I think that was great. And we can put it, did we advertise
got a
that in
consultant
Sullivan
here.
too?
Not
we ever do
usually,
that?
'cause they charge, we've
I
we put it in
our-
our city newsletters, and
Okay.
like I say, we've had flyers around town, and,
Yeah, 'cause it's expensive to do the
yeah,
advertising.
and plus you can't technically put movie names in and all that, so it's just not.
Okay. Did some of them movies have copyrights in that too? That we can use from Disney or something? Can't we?
Well,
can't
there's
use that?
blackout dates that Disney has, if they've got like a new release in a theater, they won't let you show something to
Oh.
compete with their new release, so there's only certain windows, so that's the
Okay.
whole thing.
Okay.
But if anybody knows any movies with fire truck or,
Yeah, I'll find it.
okay.
I
It's
see it.
like, okay, now this gets a little tricky, you want a sponsor, but you wanna be picky about it.
I know, but I know which movie, watch it be a Disney one, but,
Okay.
nope, I'll try to find that one.
Somebody said Cars might have a fire truck in it, but I don't know, I've never seen that. And
There's
that's-
a couple
If
things
there
with
is, it's
fire
a quick
truck.
fix.
Okay.
Yes,
I mean, if that's all they want, then.
It's quick, but can we play Cars? That's Disney,
What's that?
Pixar,
Well, that's what I figured too, so I
That's
don't know
not
if it'll
gonna
work
work.
or not, depending on the date, but,
yeah, no,
So-
I'll find that one, I'll ask my kid.
okay.
I don't know.
Thanks,
Okay,
Jan and
yeah.
Liza and Greg and.
I wasn't involved in this one.
I appreciate it because.
You're welcome.
It's nice, I mean, them
I'll
guys.
take the credit, thanks.
Yeah.
Right.
Put the shoulder a little closer.
Gotta be president.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, good.
All right, okay, does anybody have anything else?
What was the check amount that, came after you?
$750,
$750?
that was a nice check.
Nice check,
Mhm.
really nice. Last thing on a correspondence, I do have something, Teresa also kinda emailed me a little bit. The city went out and hired a CDA consultant on developing marketing plans for the city on CIP plans, comprehensive plans for the future of the city. Well, with this, she kinda would like to have us kinda tied into that same situation for park areas and stuff like that, to kinda upgrade our comprehensive plan and kind of get a big picture of future stuff that might go on at the city, or things that we may need in certain parks, or build new parks, or new facilities, whatever. But, she wants to, tap into this, consultant, whatever, and also, kinda update our comprehensive planning process for a master plan for the park system, and then also develop a trail system. To continue to do our trail system, which some areas have a trail and some don't. So, there's two things that, us as a board, would like to, at some time, whatever, kinda bring up during our board and bring some ideas, or develop a map or something of a trail system, go through stuff like that. So we can kinda upgrade our comprehensive plan here for the city for future uses, you know, and future
As far as
development.
parks and what we need to do, you got a whole list of shit we need to do, but we need the funding to do it.
Well, that's true,
Right.
I
that's
mean,
true, very true.
We can go on and on with what parks need what,
Right,
but we need the money to do it.
right.
We-
And that's what the comprehensive plan is all about. I mean, you have to get a development, a master plan of what you guys wanna do, first of all, and then once we have the master plan set, then we can set aside which park, which thing, what we wanna do to set aside. The council's been previous, has always been really good, and I know $55,000 don't seem like a lot of money, it really don't, but we can do the shelters, we can do a playground, we can do, you know, maybe a little
Well, say,
parking lot.
when a modular's $30,000, it doesn't take long to,
That
burn up
55
the
gets
year's
ate up,
fund.
that gets ate up. But then there might be years where we might just have to just, you know, go for it and say, okay, we need $75,000 for this project in a park, and we need to have it, and, then before our, budgeting that starts taking place in July and August, we should have that kind of plan in place before I have to go to the budget and proceed with it to, our committees, and then, come up with a plan of why we wanna do it, so.
Okay.
But I agree with you, Jason, that's right, I mean, 55 don't go very far, but, the only way that we're gonna be able to do something and get something done, you know, especially down at the Lions Park, I mean, for instance, like that parking lot, I mean, I think that was even quoted at $150,000 to blacktop and put curb and gutter in there to finish that up, $150,000. You know, that's three years at $55,000, you know, so, you know, and then you got a tennis court that people would love to see redone, rebuild a new tennis court up there, I've had calls on that.
Basketball court.
Basketball court, I mean, there's projects that need to be done, and it's not small
We
dollars.
also, ought to add this, ball complex.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be a bond referendum.
I just looked, I wrote down the number, 128 T-ballers.
Mhm.
Well, guess what? They're gonna be fine to play.
Yeah.
And,
Teachers.
and I imagine we're gonna have another 28 or more this year, probably.
Oh, yeah. It's like they said, what did they say, in 3 years, it's what, triple?
Oh, yeah, easy.
And it sounds to
They used
me
to have
like they're already.
1 8U, 1 10U, 1 12U, now there's 3 8s, there's 4 10s, there's 3 12s, a 14 and a 16.
Wow.
And they're already at capacity.
Oh, they're.
Well, we've
Or
looked at,
overcapacity.
we've looked at a complex already, I mean,
Yeah,
before, a
we
lot of
have.
you guys have been on this
We've been
board,
on
I've been
board.
here a long time.
Yeah.
And I look at the old picture, and it goes back to the people that own the properties, to the east of the ball fields.
Existing field.
You know, where we got the football field, and that was actually supposed to be another field,
Mhm.
ball field, but that person wanted to keep their property real deep, and it would've been,
Did
it would've been
one-
like in West Park, where it had the monster out in right field, for those that remember.
Yep.
That's what it would've had been built, as it would not have worked.
Mhm.
And where else do we have enough land to do that? We don't, to put a 3-corner or a 4-corner complex. Especially now that Prairie Meadows is built out where the dirt is, and, you know.
Well, it's not to say that we need to keep it with North Park though, because those fields need to be changed to accommodate smaller kids.
No, I agree, but where do we have around us, and that's,
Yeah.
what,
Right.
and the land that we get is, you know, you
Yeah,
can't build
you-
on it.
You get a, yeah.
You know, we had a chance for a
That's not
ballpark
a-
up here at Lions Park, but, Kirk Blaine kept the spot where the ball field was for his building at the end, also, it's like, well, so much for that, unless you put a little 200-foot fence up there for the
I
T-balls.
do have an aerial.
So,
We'd
yeah, but you're
have to buy
right.
it, we'd have to buy it, but it'd be up in that same
55,
area.
does 55 cover it?
No, probably would probably the entryway for the driveway probably.
Yeah.
But, Mark Vale owns some
Bucky
property
Vale's
right behind,
son.
Bucky Vale's son, he's in Arizona, he owns property right behind the big water tower by the, elevator. It's right out by 14, it would be a beautiful
We
complex.
talked
South
about
side
that
of it.
once before.
It's beautiful, we have
Yeah,
plenty of
south
land
and
there.
west.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that'd be something that would have to be approached and looked at through, you know, and contact Mark and see.
That'd be a
if
great
there's
spot,
ever-
you can see it from
oh,
14.
Perfect spot.
That'd be perfect.
Perfect, and plus it's got sewer and water there already.
Plus it's high ground.
Mm-hmm.
Can't we give them like free taxes
You won't
for
be
20 years or
playing.
something?
Yeah.
Tax increment financing of
So
free
there
taxes.
is a spot, so.
Careful, what you say.
What is it called, number?
But anyway, that's all I have for anything else. Does anybody have any questions or anything, or concerns, or?
Anything on the, ice arena?
No, but I talked to Nancy yesterday, and now that she's through with the audit and I think getting her head above water, she's hoping to get those meetings started.
Okay.
So I think it'll be soon, but that first quarter's just kind of a bear around here, so. It is, believe me.
Next meeting date, May 16th, if I looked right, but you guys can verify.
Right.
Yep.
May we'll have a meeting, maybe possible in June, but, or June or July, sometimes we don't have a meeting, just to let everybody know, so sometimes the summer gets going.
Next month, we've already got 2 things.
Mm-hmm.
We've been contacted by that Zumbro Bend
The rendezvous?
rendezvous group.
Oh, the
Yes,
rendezvous.
They wanna
to a
come to
meeting.
next meeting, and then
Oh.
the Green Steps program here at the city too, they have something they wanna talk about, so we've already got 2 things.
Didn't we talk about the rendezvous and
Yeah,
Last
we
Kind of.
did.
Our idea is of them digging holes in the park and,
That's not gonna happen.
you know, so do we wanna allow them, or we have to allow them?
I
No,
think
there's
we
other
should
areas.
allow that, didn't we? I think we
Yeah,
should
so
allow them.
she's in contact with J.J. Williams yet too, so
You have to make a
hopefully.
motion.
All right, we'll see you later.
Yeah, I'll bring something next month to eat.
So, yeah, I don't wanna have 40 fire rigs dug up at Lions Park, I can't handle that.
Oh, gosh, no, no.
It'd be nice to see it up there, but, you know, I haven't been around when they've walked away to see what's left behind. You know, when they had the old, out in Wasioja, you know, what they did out there, the alfalfa field, or what they do down in, well, Wasioja, that, I don't know who, private residence that was that they always put in. You know, I guess I don't know, but if they're saying they're, like I said, their campfires are digging a
For a
hole,
week.
they're burning, or whatever it is.
They'll be there for a week and it'll be completely trampled down to nothing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
'cause all those school
Turns
kids
into
come
mud
through
if it
there.
rains.
There's, she said there's thousands of people that come,
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
and,
And lots of manure.
Football field.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, right.
you know, it'd be cool to see, but obviously in in any long-term event that lasts for a long time, gets traffic, you get repairs.
Fairgrounds.
Well, can't they have it out here? Who owns this out here?
Don Marty
We'll talk to Don Martin.
in the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can come here and that stuff, but,
Cemetery, have it at the cemetery.
That would be fun.
I don't think Mr., what's his name, that owns or farms the land would probably like
Edgar?
that. Edgar, yeah, Brian
Oh.
Edgar,
Yeah.
he farms it. But the best spot is still Camp Casson, I.
Is it big
I
enough
swear
though?
that, yeah.
No, we don't want it there.
That's behind your house.
We don't want it there. Have to smell crap every day.
Fire pit smoke.
Fire pit, huh?
And then whatever else they're smoking and everything else.
Well, that's hemp.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be legal shortly.
Yeah.
All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I motion. Oh, Janet beat me.
No.
Oh,
Second?
she said no.
No.
No. Well, wait, don't we have something else to talk about? Greg made the.
Either way, I made the motion. Janet
Joe, second?
Okay, all in favor say aye.
seconded.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.